guys, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps, and I'm going to show you how I made this cute card using heat embossing stencils. And I'm going to try to find really quick. Here it is. This is one I did during my Facebook Live, and I used the same technique. I used the embossing paste and then the shimmery black embossing powder. So it's the same way. If you want to visit my Facebook page, the video, you can just fast forward if you don't want to listen to all the chit chat, but you can fast forward through that and just get right to the card making. So my card base on the black and white one, I used Thick Whisper White, but on this one I'm just using our normal Whisper White cardstock, and that's what this one is. It is not the Thick Whisper White, it's just your normal Whisper White. So you can use either. I would probably suggest using the Thick Whisper White if you're going to give it to somebody. This one I'm just doing it for the video, so I'm just using our normal Whisper White cardstock. Okay, so I'm also using the basic pattern decorative masks. So I'm going to use this little swirly one, and then I'm also using the one with the little circles. And you want to clean your stencils right away after you put the embossing powder or the embossing paste on there, because it does dry really quick. And so I'm going to have a little bowl of water right here off to my side where I can just put those right in there when I'm done, because this does set up so fast I don't want to have to scrub and scrub and scrub. So I'm going to use my palette knives, and then I'm using white embossing powder. I'm going to use the Rococo Rose re-inker, and I'm going to use my little silicone mat here to mix that up in just a bit. And then I'm going to use Versamark ink, and then I'm using the To a Wild Rose stamp set. This is the flower, and then I'm going to use the hello. And then this also comes with some coordinating dies. You get 8 dies in that. So this is a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. I really, really love it. Okay, let me get my palette out, and we will get started. And I'm also using the Stitch So Sweetly dies, so I'm going to use that one for our sentiment. Okay, let me bring my paste in, and we will get started. Okay, so we'll just open this up, and you want to keep this little cover that comes on your embossing paste, because this dries out super quick, and you want to also make sure that you keep your lid on super tight. So I'm just going to stir mine up a little bit just to get it a nice smooth mixture here. And it does not take very much at all. I'm just going to try to, that is probably going to be way more than what I even need. Okay, so I've put that lid on there really tight. I'm going to take my Rococo Rose re-inker, and I'm just going to put, it's going to be either as dark or as light as you want it, and that's going to depend on how much of that re-inker that you use. So I just put 2, so mine's probably going to be a little bit darker, and you just want to make sure you get that all mixed up really, really well, because you want a nice even consistency for your color. So as you can see on the palette knife right there, I'm going to use the other. I don't want to put it on my fingers because it is super, it dries really quick, and I don't want my fingers to get sticky. So I'm just going to mix this all up really well until I can tell that it's all mixed up, and I think that looks really good. I actually think I almost got the same consistency. So I have my little pan of water. I'm going to throw this in there because I don't want it to dry on me. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I think I did forget to mention, guys, you're going to need your heat tool too. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to open up my card. And so what I'm doing is I'm using my grid to make sure I have my card somewhat straight. And then I'm going to take this decorative mask, and I'm going to be using paper up here to cover that. I'm still going to try to be very careful and not get the embossing paste there. So I'm just going to use this then to line my stencil up and make sure that it's straight, because I don't want my design to go on sideways. So I'm just going to put this down. I'm just going to use this here and this one there. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring this back over so you guys can see, and then I'm just going to pick that up, and then I'm just going to start laying it on my card. And when I first put it on, I like to put it like I'm not really pushing down. I'm not trying to push it through the stencil yet, because I want to get a nice thick layer. I'm just kind of putting it on there right now. And I'm just going to grab some more. And you can see where your card, where your edges are. So you want to make sure you get those covered. Let's grab more of this. And so right now I'm just basically pushing it all around on the front of my card. And now I'm going to go back in and kind of start pushing down on it, because I really want to make sure I get it. And then I'm just going to clean off, so I'm just going to go back over and then just remove all that excess. And see, I can kind of see right there I did kind of too much, because I could start to see the white of the card. So I'm just going to make sure that I don't see any of that where I want the decorative mask to be. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean my palette knife off, and I'm going to put it in the water. Now this will be trash, I'll just have to throw that away unless I'm going to make another card with it. So I'm just going to put my palette knife there to soak. I might have to pause the video and go wash that, because we're going to do the top of the card with a different stencil, and we're not going to color. We're just going to use the white. So I'm trying not to move my stencil as I pull up my paper. And I'm just going to release that like so. Then I can take the rest of this tape off. This is going in my hot water. Should have brought a paper towel over to wash my hands, or dry my hands, I guess. I'm going to throw this tape away. Now, for right now, I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm not going to worry about drying it right now. I do want to do my piece that's going to go at the top. So let me just try not to pick it up with the hand that I just got wet, because I still don't have it dried. Now, I don't want to get this on here, so I'm just going to fold this up like that. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to place that down, make sure I have it lined up and straight. I'm going to put my stencil over it. And I'm just going to tape that down and tape this one down. I think that's all I'm going to tape. This one I think will be okay. And I'm going to open up that embossing paste again. And I'm going to grab a different spatula so I don't have to pause the video. And I'm just going to take just directly that white embossing powder. I really hope I'm not going to regret that I didn't tape this down more. I can kind of see my stencil moving, but I think it's okay. I'm going to grab just a little bit more and just push that down just like before. Just going to make sure I get it all, that Rococo Rose covered, that piece of paper. Okay. I like to do that just a couple of times. I like playing with this embossing paste. It's quite fun. Okay. Now I'm just going to scoop that up, and that we can put everything right back in there, because it doesn't have any re-ink or coloring on it, so we can use that on another project. So I'm just trying to scoop it down from around the top of my container, kind of put it all in there together. This is going in my water. Put this back on here really tight, and then we'll just peel this paper up. And that's how we get our little polka dots. Okay, and I'm going to put this one in my water. Move this out of our way. Then I'm going to take the top piece that we just used our stencil on, and I'm going to use white embossing powder to cover that. Okay. And then I'm just going to turn on my heat tool to heat set that. The cord's got a little like kink in it and won't let me grab it. So I'm just going to use my stylus there to hold that in place. I don't want to touch it because I don't want my fingers to make it not get what's on the sides. So it'll take the heat tool just a second to warm up. And then once it gets good and warm, it'll start melting that. And there it goes. Just make sure you get around the edges really well too. That's good. Now you can go ahead and dry the bottom of our card too if you want to. For right now, I'm just going to keep it over there air drying. Wipe up that little bit of water. I'm going to bring in my 2 scrap pieces of paper that I have here and my Versamark, and I'm going to ink up that big flower. Okay, I want to try to do this really quick while the heat gun is, or heat tool is still pretty warm. Okay, I probably should have put my piercing mat under there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the hello. And hopefully I can line that die up really well when I go to die cut that out, and it won't mess up my embossing powder too. Normally I would like to have that cut out first before I do that, but I want to try to do everything while the heat tool is still nice and warm. Okay. Move over, make sure you guys can see. Oops. And I like to go over my images a couple of times just to make sure that I get them covered really good. Okay. Turn the heat tool back on. I'm just going to try to dust that out of the way. This go round, it shouldn't take as long because the heat tool's already pretty warm. And there you can see it's already starting to melt that. And then we'll do our flowers. And I will at the end just run it really quickly over the embossed base of the card just to make sure. Turn that. You want to really be careful. These heat guns get really hot. You guys see that? Heat embossing is one of my favorite techniques to use. I just think it's so pretty when you see the heat melting the powder. Just gonna turn it. Okay. And then, like I said, I'm just going to bring my card back in and just kind of go over this. It's not going to be embossed. I'm just trying to dry it. I don't want to touch it and mess up my design. So I'm just basically trying to dry it. I'm not trying to emboss it. Okay, I think we'll say that that is enough. I'll just be very, very careful with it. I'm going to lay it back over here again, and then we'll do our die cutting. So let me kind of get some stuff out of the way. Bring our pieces in that we need to die cut. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and bring in our die and get that lined up. And I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape because I don't want to take any chance of that moving on me. So I'm just going to make sure I have it lined up, and I'll put a little piece of tape there. And put another one right there. And then, if I can find my die that I just had 2 minutes ago, and here it is, I'm going to move that there and kind of put this right where I think it would be centered. And bring in my other plate. That out. And then we're going to use this again. So we're going to need that. Maybe I can reuse that washi tape too. So, I'll pop that flower off. Pop this one on there. Now we have to get this lined up again. Okay. Sometimes I have put those on there and thought, oh, it's not going to jump. I've got it lined up, and then when I crank it through, it's totally jumped, and my image is ruined, and I have to do it again, and that makes me so mad. Okay, so we'll just take this piece then, and I'm going to put our ribbon on there. And I'm using the scalloped linen ribbon, and I think, yes, I did it through the card. I had to look to see. I made this several weeks ago and just now getting around to doing the video. So I'm just going to line this up, and I want it to go all the way up to the top. Normally we like to leave a border, but for this card I did not want to leave a border. So we're just going to put that down there like so. I'm still being careful down here because I'm not sure how dry that is. Okay, and then let's go ahead and bring this through here, and just going to tie a knot. Okay, I'm going to have to start that over because it's not where I feel like I have it where I can tie. And don't pull like I just did. You don't want it near that tight, because you don't want your cardstock to bow. So I'm just going to try to put that in there like so, and then bring it around. I'm trying to move the ribbon. Okay, and then let's grab my ribbon. I'm just going to snip that, and I'm going to kind of walk it back through just a little bit, but I am going to trim this one off. That one's a little bit too long for my liking, so that looks really good. We'll leave that there. Then I'm going to grab some dimensionals and place on the back of the flowers. I'm going to place one right about there. You can use 3 or 4, however many you choose. I hope I didn't get that one too close to the edge. Nope, you can't see it. It looked close. And then we'll do this one kind of there. Grab our sentiment. And I would recommend just like letting this air dry for a little bit before you try to do anything. You just want to make sure it's good and dry before you put it in an envelope or anything like that. So there you guys go. That is my card using the emboss and re-inkers to color our embossing paste and using the stencils. I hope you guys like it. If you do like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can hit the little bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post a video. I post them 2 times a week. Thanks, guys.